Jungle Beast, Spirit Unleashed! Incinerate! The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Oh, what's up, man? I don't like this patch so far. I can't, like, do any of my stuff anymore because the screen is bigger.
The harder they fall.
I can't get over there fast enough. This sucks, man. It's fine the way it was.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Step back. Too easy. Whoa, dude.
Why'd they change
Too
it?
easy.
I like being able to get to the corner faster, prevented zoning and stuff. I don't like this at all. It's too hard to get to the corner.
The harder they fall.
Nothing wrong with it the way it was.
Incinerate! Powered up! The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Strike!
Fight! Fight! Incinerate! Fight! Incinerate! Fight!
And may the power
It's like-
protect you all.
So much damage. Yeah, I don't like it at all.
Harder they fall.
It feels like some characters are, they're way worse now. Just by proxy. You have to, like, wave dash with him to get any kind of punish. Not fun to me. Not a fan of it. I like the game the way it was. I wish there was an option to go back.
Step back.
I'm sure they'll fix it.
Too easy.
They always do in this game. Just all my stuff doesn't work anymore. I haven't been playing for a while, so now I have to relearn how to play the game again. That was always a problem with this game, but it's like worse now. Because the screen is too big now. Can't corner carries easily, which I think really helped with the pacing. But apparently people wanted this. I don't know why. I don't agree with it at all. The game was fine the way it was. Yes, it was a dirty game, but that was what was fun about it. It wasn't as aggressively balanced to the point where it's boring like every other fighting game right now. This game is fun because it has broken stuff in it, and because it's not like all the other games on the market. They make like knee-jerk reactions to people complaining on Twitter and suck the fun out of the game. I don't agree with it at all. Maybe I just need to get used to it, but I've been peeping the Discord today, and a lot of people have been saying the same thing though. Certain characters just got kind of gutted. They really didn't do any balance changes. They kept things pretty small, because obviously doubling the screen space changes a lot of things by proxy. Yeah, I don't know if I like it as much. It's a shame. I don't like it. Shi seems like he's still pretty good. But that's because he's always had a way to do OTGs off pretty much anything, as long as you hard knock down. Why does this game take so long to load? It takes fucking forever. Fix the load times. This character looks so lame. Like, what is the... I don't get this character. Why did they add this chick instead of someone actually cool? Just some random-ass archer I've never heard of. She's fun to play, though. I'll give it that, but why are they adding 2 archers?
Access granted.
Add someone people actually want. Instead of whoever this chick's supposed to be. I've never heard of her before. How can you not see it? What? Why is this not detecting? I didn't want to get pissed off tonight. I just wanted to just play something. Why is it doing that? Why does it not see it? Fucking A, man. Can I just play something today? Pissing me off. Why does it not detect the game? Sometimes XSplit just doesn't hook. I don't know why. Won't detect the game. Yes, I said auto detect. Why is it not working? It's because it has this stupid launcher from like 2008. It doesn't work. Can I just play something tonight, please? Really getting annoyed already. I just wanted to fucking play something. Just work. Worked before. Want to contact their support. Window capture is way worse. It's way harder on the PC. Let me see how that does. Stupid. I don't know why it can't hook on the game anymore. I don't know why. I'm on the public test realm right now. I don't know. Test release. I love XSplit. I like it better than OBS, but sometimes it won't hook onto the game. I don't know why. It's really obnoxious when it happens, 'cause it's just like no reason. It just decides it won't detect the game and won't add it to the source. So I just don't want to deal with anything not working today. I've been really depressed and anxious all day. I just want the games to just turn on and work. What's with this game's load times? It's like sometimes it loads fast and other times it takes it like a decade. Load. That's what I hate about this game, the fucking loads. I played this 70 hours, probably like 40 of it is just waiting for the damn thing to load. It can't even load the base right now. What is up with this? Come on! Fix the loading. This game doesn't even look that good. Why does it take so long? Come on! Fucking finally!
Security check.
It's running way worse. I can't get it to capture.
What a night.
All handmade, all fantastic, all proceeds keep me an espresso for a little longer. Isn't that one amazing? So worth it. Your pretty face will always be welcome around here.
Alright, that one looks somewhat decent. Whoever the hell this character's supposed to be, some random archer nobody's heard of.
I know it's cliche, but
Instead of like the X-Men or something. Never heard of this character before this game. Add like Z-listers to the game instead of characters people actually want.
This is the Chimera.
She's a cool character though. I like the moveset. I played a little bit this morning. Let me see how this runs in combat, because the window capture is way worse than game capture. It's a lot more demanding on the PC. We all know how terrible this game is optimized, so let's see how this works. Might just not be able to stream this. I'll have to bring it up with the XSplit customer support. I'll talk to them later. Yeah, it's taking a really long time to load.
Intel provided by our friends at SHIELD has revealed the location of an elite AIM squad. We have an opportunity to take them out before AIM can deploy the squad against the resistance.
I'm not going to be able to get there in time because this game takes like a fiscal year to load.
Take out the targets and return to us unharmed if possible.
Can't load like a single room in like less than a minute. Thank you. I tried reinstalling this and everything.
An elite AIM team is close by and on alert. Updating your HUD.
I hate flying enemies!
There we go.
I don't know who the fuck this is supposed to be, like... Why was this character added first? The player base has increased since they put her out this morning, but it's like, imagine what it would be if it was like, I don't know, Black Panther, like
Every member of the
X-Men or
elite
something.
team must be defeated.
A character people actually know, instead of whoever this is. Definitely the equivalent of like a Z-lister.
One of their agents is down. Excellent. Another agent down.
Of course, it only gives me flying enemies. I'm getting irritated already. Remember why this game is annoying.
Well done. That
Guys
squad
getting
member has
hitting
been
you off
neutralized.
screen non-stop.
Another enemy defeated. The team are no longer a threat.
It's like when they put Arthur in Marvel Infinite. Like, people totally wanted him
Good
back.
job, Avengers. With this victory, you've weakened AIM and given the Resistance a leg up. Keep it up.
It's not that Arthur doesn't deserve to be in Marvel Infinite, it's just they had way cooler characters that people actually enjoyed playing that didn't make it. I still think the roster in that game was the worst part of it. That and the music. I really enjoyed the gameplay. I think Battle for the Grid is just something you would play if you liked Marvel Infinite, but the roster was objectively the worst part. Felt pretty tone deaf. Some of the characters they had in there. Like, I don't think anybody would have been heartbroken if Arthur was not brought back. I wouldn't call Arthur a random ad. I mean, he's definitely a legacy character, but when you only have 15 character slots per side, Arthur is not who I would be choosing. There's way better additions than that. Especially since Arthur hasn't even really been in a game. He hasn't been in a game for like 15 years. The last thing he was in was that that Korean MMO, Ghost and Goblins, that lasted like less than a year. And if you don't count that, it's been like 15 years since he's been in anything. I don't really think putting him in there was the wisest choice. They could have done a lot more with that slot. That's kind of how this character feels. It's definitely fun to play, but You know, if you're trying to bring people back and change the perception of your game, you need really strong roster ads, and as far as I'm concerned, this is like a nobody. I'm not even saying it has to be people in the movies. They could have easily added X-Men or something. I know that there's no restriction on the X-Men anymore. But no, you're gonna get 2 archers in a row and you're gonna like it. I feel like they committed to adding her before the game released and the pandemic got way worse. Like, they probably would have had another character out by now, but because everything got pushed back so much because they're working from home and the fires in California and stuff. She's the only real thing that's been added to the game in almost 4 months now. So, I don't really blame them too much. There were a lot of things outside their control that made this happen. I think they planned on having like 2 characters out by now, but like, I'm pretty sure the people that are working on this game are aware that adding some archer the average person has not heard of is not really going to do much.
You've a keen eye. May our paths cross again in the time.
Want a new
Dude, why did you move the guy? Like, it has to tell you that they moved the guy. It's like, well then, why move him in the first place? He's been in that same spot for like 4 months now. Thank goodness you can sprint in the lobby at least. Jeez. Just loaded this area for nothing. Now I have to go through more loading.
How's the decryption sequence coming? We need it.
This is the Chimera. Please respond.
Like how she's still broken too. Like an action figure that's like halfway posed for an action shot.
Tasha, Black Widow. I never know what to call you.
Anything's fine. Oh, don't give me that kind of opening.
Her mouth's not moving either. This game, man. Wow. You can tell the developers are really passionate. Whenever they do their streams and stuff, they sound like fans, you know? But the reality is publishers have a lot of power in the game industry, and they're greedy. They want a game out now, you know, they don't want it out when it's done. Because now you can patch games. But that obviously backfired with this game, because it's just so broken at launch. There's definitely a good game in here. The game is fun to play, but it's very repetitive and lacking a lot of polish. And then the pandemic happened and just made it even harder for them to fix things. They have added a lot of things that people wanted, like sprinting in the base and stuff, being able to get all the missions. All the daily missions without having to load another area.
You with new gear, I guess.
But all the other stuff takes like a lot more time.
Come back
And they're just strapped right now.
We could really use your help.
Now, this is what happens when a game gets
I know who you are.
released too early. They have to patch it later.
Hello there. Hey, come on.
And people are getting tired of that. Rightfully so. It's frustrating when you buy something, you believe in something, that you buy it right away, and you get such a shitty experience compared to
Oh, darn.
somebody who bought it, you know, was on sale on Black Friday for $30. I think $30 for this game was a pretty good price. This is a pretty fun game to play. It is very fun with
Welcome back,
friends,
Avenger.
too. If you have friends to play it.
I knew we could count on you. Great. Good work. Keep this up and I might start sleeping
But it's a
again.
really shitty service game, and that can't be ignored. It's painfully obvious when they made this game that they have no idea how to run a service. They're primarily a single-player developer, so I don't know why they were given this game. I feel like if they were adamant on it being having this multiplayer stuff, that they could have gotten someone else to do it. And if this game was just single player, even with the bugs, it probably would have done a lot better. What is wrong with my chat? My chat's messed up. Hold on. My chat keeps repeating the same thing. Maybe Restream's messed up or something. I don't know. Hold on.
Well, if AIM's involved in all these tachyon disruptions, it means they're blazing new trails in mad scientist. Ing.
And with Monica leading AIM as Scientist Supreme, she'll be making things a lot more difficult.
Please don't make me miss Georgie boy.
Tachyon disruptions, increased production capacity, AIM's scaling at an alarming rate.
Well, let's drop in for a safety inspection. I have a feeling their days without an accident sign is about to be reset.
The combat's really good in this game.
Unknown
It's
transmission
just
incoming.
Okay, I don't know who's
the gameplay
flying that
loop
bird,
is
but you're in the
broken
wrong
because the loot
airspace,
is so
pal.
bad.
Jarvis, we
The
didn't
loot
call
is
for
both
backup, did
boring
we?
and there's
Holy
too many
crap.
layers of
The
RNG.
Avengers?
That's what the real problem is.
I gotta.
I love the combat
put
in
you
this
on hold
game.
for a second.
Okay, then.
But I could play like any other action MMO and I would have better loot, even if the combat
Hey,
in those
Jarvis,
games is
you got a
worse.
trace on that call? The call
They
originated
have better
from the
loot,
facility ahead.
which,
It
if the
appears
game's
you
gonna have
a
RPG
fan.
mechanics at
Always
all,
nice to
it
be
needs to have
appreciated.
good loot.
She sounds familiar.
The loot
How
rework
odd.
did
I'm
not
picking
come
up
with
some
this
unusual
patch,
interference
so
nearby.
I don't know
Odd
when
and
that will be.
unusual. Might just be what
Some
we're
people
looking
maxed
for.
out all the characters. It's like, you know, doing the repetitive grinding doesn't bother me. I play Muso games and stuff. I'm used to doing the same thing on the same map over and over.
AIM
Like,
units up ahead. They
I know
appear
a lot
to
of
be
people can't
investigating
handle
something.
that. That part
Let's
doesn't
hit 'em while
bother
they're
me. It's just that
distracted.
the loot isn't interesting enough to really bother. I maxed out Black Widow and then I just kind of stopped. Wasn't a point in doing much more.
Who's first?
Got one. This might hurt. They keep scoring lucky hits.
Now you see me?
I think they did, yeah. I haven't played this game in months. Instead of all the people that keep complaining about this game not being good, instead of just playing the multitude of other good games that have come out since this, I have actually been playing other games. I don't really care. The game gets better when it gets better. Especially since I only paid $30 for this game, too. What's really weird is the people that say that they hate the game, but they have like 300 hours in it. It's like, if you hated the game, you would have like refunded it or stopped playing at some point. You would not play it for 300 hours. Obviously, the game is not as bad as you're saying if you have like 300
This
hours in
aimbot
it.
looks rigged
Those
to
are always
blow.
the funniest reviews.
Thermal discombobulation, sir.
Unlike
No
Steam and
doubt it
stuff,
attracted AIM's
someone will have
attention.
like
It's a diversion.
2,000 hours in
Looks
an
like our
MMO
fan
and
is
say the
causing a
game
little
is
trouble of
terrible.
her
I'm
own.
like, dude, you played that game for like a month of real life
I'm
time.
picking up several distress calls.
You spent like a
AIM
month of your
security is
life on
high
that game.
alert.
Like, it
Guess
can't
that
be as
ruins
bad as
our
you're
easy
saying.
entrance. Let's get to that facility pronto. If we're quick, maybe we can still salvage this thing.
Yeah,
We need to
I
find out
definitely
how
was
Monica's involved in this
mentioned the
tachyon.
positive things about this game when I did my little review for it, but definitely was very clear when I said it's not worth paying full price
Hostile
for.
neutralized.
And it utterly fails at being a service game, which, considering they're trying to sell microtransactions, is a pretty big failure. Nobody's gonna buy costumes and stuff and keep coming back
There is a chest with gear close
if
by.
you don't have content to go with it, and the gameplay loop does not function. Well, the Fortnite streamers do it because that game makes
Also
them
time
money.
to follow me, Stark.
Yeah, that wasn't the plan, trust me.
And they're
AIM is
typecast to
deploying
playing that shitty
gatekeepers
game,
to maintain
so
security. You'll need to
they
dispose
don't have the
of them
luxury of
before I
playing
can
other
get into
games
their
like
system.
smaller streamers like I do. You know, I switch games all the time when I lose interest or something interesting is happening, like today.
Try this on for size.
Those big streamers, it's not all puppies and rainbows for them. They make a ton of money, sure, but they're typecast. They're stuck playing a game they may not even enjoy anymore.
I'm in some trouble here.
That's pretty shitty, I'll tell you.
One of their agents is down.
It took me a long time to break out of being typecast for just Muso. And over time, I built up, you know, just being the action game guy. I don't have to just play Muso all the time.
This may shock you.
This level sucks, man.
Nice
Stupid
work.
poison spam.
Again.
I'm beaming with pride.
Try to keep up.
There's been a lot of those esports streamers that like have meltdowns
And you can't even sue me because I don't
because
have
they're sick
money
of playing
now.
the game. They're sick of the community. They're
Another
sick of
agent
basically
down.
babysitting a bunch of kids all day, every day. But
Great weapon.
you don't have, they're not lucky enough to have communities that can actually accept that people get tired of playing games sometimes.
Well done. That squad member has been
They want to
neutralized.
play other games and try out new things.
That was anticlimactic.
I've always said variety streamers are like top of the food chain content creation. Let's players and stuff too.
Not doing so good.
Because there's an expectation for you to keep playing different games. But when you're like a specialist in something, it's really hard.
I'm in.
Beautiful work, Jarvis. Let's get inside.
Your excitement
A lot of
worries
it
me,
depends
sir.
on the
Don't act like you aren't enjoying.
depends on the audience, though. You know, if it's mostly younger people, they have a hard time, especially like the Fortnite crowd, which is mostly kids. You know, they're not interested. You know, like I know Ninja has played like Final Fantasy XI on his stream before, and his viewership
Okay,
tanks
and I'm back. Sorry to keep you waiting, Tony.
because his audience is like 90%
Wait, do we know each
8-year-olds,
other?
and they don't know what
You
that
don't
game is. It
remember
looks
me?
ugly to them.
Kinda
I personally
stinks.
think
Well,
those
I
kinds of
know a lot
MMOs are
of
dreadfully
people.
boring to watch.
How about a
but
hint?
There's no
Okay,
denying that
let's see. World
if you're
class
known for
archer
a
and
game like
gymnast,
that, that's pretty much all you're ever going to
No?
be known for.
part-time private investigator.
There are a
full-time
couple
genius,
Overwatch
looks
streamers that
slamming
actually
in
have
purple.
transitioned to being variety streamers, but
It's Kate, dummy.
a very
Bishop?
small amount of them.
But you're a little kid. A little tiny kid.
You know I was 19, right? You make it sound like Hawkeye was training a baby.
What are you doing here? Where have you been?
There'll be time to catch up later. Hopefully. Meet me inside.
We're on the right floor. Where to, Kate?
Follow the robot trail, and you'll find the hangar. I'll meet you there.
Lots of busted robots in here. You did a lot of damage. You bring a wrecking crew or something?
Yeah, me.
Not bad, kid. Not bad at all. Seeing anything interesting? Something about tachyon disruptions, maybe?
Close to something. What? Who knows?
And open. And it's not open.
Oh, great! Looks like Aim's got me boxed in.
I'm afraid I can't lift the emergency lockdown through this terminal. The hangar is just up ahead. Find the correct terminal, and I'll take care of the rest.
Got it.
Yeah, people on the Reddit for this keep complaining about it. It's like, dude, just play something else. Unless you were stupid enough to buy the collector's edition, you don't really have any right to hate on the developers and so much. It's painfully obvious when they do streams for this game. They're very passionate about it, and they don't like the state the game is in either. But a number of unfortunate things happened. The publisher didn't give them enough time to finish the damn game, obviously, which is an underlying problem with the game industry, not necessarily just this game itself. And the pandemic made it a lot harder. Especially since these AAA games are made with like 5 studios all across the world. not exactly easy to make new content and stuff when you have to coordinate with that many people over a vast amount of countries.
There should be a server room to your right. Might be something you can do in there.
Okay, let's check it out.
Cool. I don't mean to rush you, but AIM knows you're here, which means they know I'm here, and they're not going to be happy about any of it. So...
Okay, what am I looking for?
Okay, I found something. Crap it.
Hey, Kate, you there?
We've lost her signal, sir. It appears communications are being scrambled.
Get us into their system.
You'll need to maintain control of all 3 consoles.
On it.
Totally planned that. Okay, maybe not.
I need you to hold them off.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to let them take over the servers. My bad.
Is that sarcasm, sir?
Just focus on getting control of the system, all right? This one's ours. Got it.
Nice work. Just keep AIM from getting control back.
Any idea what this facility is being used for?
Security is top-notch, something highly classified. Once I've lifted the lockdown, I can work on locating their records. It may take some time.
Let's get to Kate first. We'll figure out the rest from there.
They have control of one of the consoles.
Doing the best I can, buddy.
Just so you know, I don't lose.
Here's an energy boost.
I remember when I finished this game and I got soft locked in the last level like 3 times.
I'm in trouble here.
They're attempting to kick me out of the system.
Not for long.
The character model stopped loading and then the buttons didn't work anymore. Good times.
Good. We have control of this terminal.
So poorly optimized it like crashed my PC.
Enemy down. Guess I do bite. Bye. This may shock you.
This thing's not an option, guys.
I'm in. Security lockdown is lifted.
You still with us, Kate?
Yeah, I got this. Don't worry about me.
Kate, we're on our way. Double time it to that hangar.
Some more bad news, I'm afraid. All these files are encrypted. I can't read them.
Grab what you can. We can take stock once we're out of here.
People actually excited for that game? It looks terrible. It's like the typical overhyped AAA game. It has like massive expectations that it can't live up to. I don't see what's so great about that game, honestly. It looks janky and clunky. Like almost every Western AAA game. I don't see the appeal of it myself. I've heard it's incredibly buggy. Surprise, surprise. Those games always have boring gameplay, too.
What took you so long? Fighting robots? Ha! Me too. Oh, speaking of,
Yeah, that Cyberpunk game.
Looks like you got a handle on things.
you sound surprised.
You're one surprise after another.
Yeah, I'm pretty great. Your eyes deceive you. This might hurt.
I'm sure it barely fixes anything. People said that about this game. They said the same thing about this game. They said the same thing about the beta, too. People were like, oh, the day one patch is going to fix everything. It's not going to fix everything.
Someone help me out.
I get annoyed when people say that.
Yes, I do.
I get that it's nice to be optimistic, but we've been through this how many times now? It's not going to be some magic patch that like fix every problem with the game. Well, if you're lucky, maybe it won't like delete your save file like this game did. People always say that though, and it's just like naive optimism.
Oh, you know, nothing a few hundred bandages won't fix.
And apparently the reviewers have been playing with the day one patch. They generally don't make them wait for that. They give them like a code to download it or something. And I know this because I'm a content creator. I'm not a professional reviewer, but I am a content creator. I have received patches early.
I swear.
I just think
you
it's
aged
like
more than
naive
5
that
years.
people keep thinking that.
Yeah, you too.
A very low chance that that would
I'm
actually
beaming
happen.
with pride.
People said that about the beta for this. They're like, oh, don't worry, guys, the beta, you know, the game will be better in the full release, and it wasn't. The game barely functions. I could barely run this game, and I have a pretty decent PC. The optimization was horrendous.
This might hurt. Okay, and that's my cue. Thanks for the assist, Tony.
Keep in mind the beta for this was
Hang
like
on, you're not leaving
less than a
until you
month before
explain
release.
yourself.
I'll be
So
in
the
touch.
beta was pointless
Pinky promise.
because that's not enough time to actually take feedback
See you
and
around,
fix
Avengers.
things.
Think you can trace her, Jarvis?
Game development
Coordinates
does not
added
work
to the
that
war
way.
table.
At least not with a massive AAA game like this that's made by hundreds of people. And they have studios all across the world working on it that they have to coordinate with to do anything. Hey, what's up, Diesel?
Avengers, good. There's someone who wants to talk to you. I believe some of you know Kate Bishop.
No, I
formerly
don't.
Hawkeye.
I don't know who the hell this
Oh,
is supposed to be.
We've met. FYI, call me Katie and an arrow ends up in your eye.
Can't skip.
Tony!
Thank you.
Hey, I got a little something set up in the harm room for you.
Are you saying I need to practice? Because it sounds like you're saying I need to practice.
No, I'm saying if you need to stay sharp or blow off some steam, get in some cardio.
You know, I'm just messing with you, right?
Right. Is it weird that I missed it?
I'm just
No,
saying
don't
that
answer that.
this
It's weird. I know it's weird.
the naive optimism with Cyberpunk is very similar to what happened with this game. It's like, oh, the day one patch will fix everything. The day one patch didn't fix jack shit. And people are still unable to finish the campaign for like months after it came out. I'm not exaggerating either. There are people that, like, still can't finish the campaign in this. When I did the campaign for this, the optimization was so bad that the game was memory leaked so hard that the character model stopped loading, and then the attack button stopped working. And then after I beat the game, it, like, crashed my PC. People have gotten their saves corrupted numerous times, and people were being all super optimistic. It's like, it doesn't work that way. If the game is that broken a month before release in the beta, it's not going to be a massive difference. You know, maybe it won't brick your console or corrupt your save, but...
Alright, surveillance footage shows
most likely it's going to be
this
just
dude
as
heading
buggy
into
as it is in the
facility
videos
at,
they're
like,
showing.
5 a.m., no recorded exits, so he should still be here.
Do we know anything else about this guy?
Oh yeah, Dr. Lau Getz. He specializes in robotics and particle physics and other nerd crap.
Also, I'm
Joined
almost
AIM in
completely
early
certain
days,
that
and
the
also,
reviewers
Lady
are
Bird.
on the day one
Yeah,
patch,
that part of my
because
report stayed on the record.
it's as easy as
While I
making
was
a beta
undercover, he
branch on
started working
Steam
on something top secret.
and just giving them the
Never
day
get
one
clearance to
patch.
find out what.
They don't have to wait
Well,
like
let's
people-
rifle
like
through his
normal
sock drawer while we're
gamers do.
here.
Oh, I plan to.
And like I said, I know this because I am a content creator, and I've
Okay, let's go find
I've had
Getz.
access to
We'll have to get
patches
past security first.
months before they
Not
come
seeing a way
out.
for you to sneak through. They've got
Like
the
the Streets
area
of Rage
covered.
beta, but
It's
I
gonna
was
be a
beta
fight.
testing that.
You ready for this, Kate?
I had
I'm not the
access
one
to
who
that
spent the
patch
last
before
5 years
anyone else
playing air
did.
guitar, my
All they
dude.
had to do was just
Follow my lead.
give me a password to put into Steam. That was it. I seriously doubt that they would let them review it without the day one patch, especially these days. With how broken games release.
Alright, let's get to higher ground. See if we can spot the fortress from here.
I'm detecting a prisoner convoy
I'm glad
up
people
ahead.
are optimistic with
Prisoners?
games and not
Must be headed
negative
for
all
that
the
fortress
time.
facility.
Not for long.
I don't know, it's a little bit
If anyone wants to make
misguided.
new friends, they'll just have to awkwardly socialize like the rest of us.
Aim patrol, dead ahead.
Ooh, sounds like target practice.
Hostile contact.
Yeah, good polish, that's a good joke. Be lucky if the game even works.
Playtime's over, kids!
That game's a perfect example of what happens when you announce something too soon. When you announce something like 8 years before it's ready, people have, like, sky-high expectations that can't possibly be met. It is literally impossible.
There's the convoy. Tony, distract the guards. I'll get those cages open. You gotta punch
Pretty
them
much
off
the
from
only
the
game
side
that's
to
ever
expose their
really
weak points.
accomplished that would be
It
something
sounds
like
like
the
you've done
Resident
this
Evil
before.
2 remake,
Once or twice, if they're free.
which was announced like, what, like 3 or
Handy.
4 years
Look
before
for a chest
it was
containing
done?
special resources nearby.
Very rare for that to happen, though. Generally, when they take like years to make a game and it gets delayed forever, it's not good.
I need some help here!
They'll think twice next time.
Okay, why is this not open? I don't want to save these bozos. Hey, why is it not opening? Doesn't do anything. I hate this shit. Just let me fight. I open this, it doesn't do anything. What does it want? Just punch the door open. You guys are supposed to have superpowers. Avengers are lame-ass characters. Need to add someone more interesting. What the hell does it want? It won't open. Fuck these people, I don't care about them. Fuck this. I don't feel like doing this right now. Geez, they even have a countdown for that game. 17 hours until it comes out, so I'm so excited. I don't know. I'm always been very weary of games that are so overhyped. They've been delayed tons of times and they show like barely any gameplay. It's always a it's always a red flag for me when they show like no gameplay. I get annoyed when they announce something and it's just a CG trailer. I would rather just see the logo, honestly. Just tell me the game's in the works. I don't want to watch some overly produced CG trailer. I want to see the actual game that I'll be playing. Godfall is a pretty good example. That game is a mess too. I got a review key for that, and they definitely did market that game in the same way. They barely showed any gameplay. Show me what I'm actually paying for. Don't show me some CG trailer you outsourced and paid like $50 million in marketing budget for. Show me the actual game. Then and only then will I even pretend to give a shit about your game. Avengers was very much the same way too. They didn't really show much for that game either. They kept showing the intro level. They kept showing the intro level, which is like heavily scripted and way more technically impressive than anything else in the game before you start getting to the multiplayer component, which is, as you guys have seen when I played the game, is like it's like 80% interiors or large open expanses of nothing. They really hid the gameplay loop like as long as they could, pretty much until like right before release when people started talking about it and stuff. It's like they knew that the game was not finished, is not polished, and it's missing a lot of things you would expect from a full price $60 game. I definitely appreciate when I watch a trailer and like more than half of it is gameplay. Like, sure, you can have the overproduced CGI crap in there, but you know, at least more than half of the video should be the actual game. Did I like Memory of Heroes? Yeah, it's not worth full price. It's a pretty good game, but it has that like janky budget PS2 game feel where the combat is actually quite good, but a lot of the mechanics are really bad. Um, like the form changes and stuff, they feel mostly useless because the way the guard bar works in that game. The bosses, none of the enemies that have guard bars, including just basic enemies or the bosses, they take no damage until the guard bar is depleted. So when I was playing that game, I tried to use the final forms, and it was mostly just a waste of bar to do it. Because by the time you actually transformed and broke their gauge, you had like maybe a few seconds to do damage. It's also a really easy game to break too. They pretty much give you just unlimited everything as soon as you beat it. The new game plus is pretty cool because it's definitely better than a lot of bigger budget games like the Tales games and stuff. You can play as the full roster whenever you want, which is something Tales has only done like 3 times in its entire 25-year history. people who do solo runs for Tales generally have to cheat and mod the party members in to do a full run with them. In Memory of Heroes, they give you everyone at the beginning on your New Game Plus. So you can play through the whole game with everybody, or when they're supposed to leave, they don't. It's also kind of a boring game to play again because it's mostly just point A to point B. Lots of stuff that doesn't make sense too, like they're common riders. They should be able to just vault buildings, but you're still stuck slowly climbing ladders like every other video game in existence. And you can tell all that stuff is there to just pad it out because they didn't have enough budget and content to make it a fully priced game otherwise. I enjoyed it, but I don't know, it's just letting you break the game as soon as you finish it kind of defeats the purpose of playing it again. And it doesn't really scale up much either. You pretty much just destroy everything. If I did play that game again, it would just be the little Bloody Palace survival mode thing they have. Other than that, no. It really doesn't have any replay value. There's a number of reasons for that. The first is that they let you break the game just by beating it once and then doing the survival mode, which takes all of like 30 minutes to do. And then the New Game Plus does not actually scale things up that much. You still power creep pretty much everything. You can max out your characters on the second playthrough, but there's not really much reason to. You can pretty much just steamroll everything just without even trying. I think Memory of Heroes is a step in the right direction. But they make those games with shoestring budgets because they're only available in Japan and Southeast Asia. I would have preferred them to just do another Bat Ride War, make it run at like 60 FPS and make the mechanics deeper. But Memory of Heroes, it was a fun playthrough. It did feel a little bit padded towards the end. They started, I wouldn't say backtracking, but making you run across like wide areas and just spending a lot of time flipping switches and stuff. After how much I've been playing Darksiders 2 and how exhausting those puzzles are, I look back and I appreciate that, but the game could have easily gone without that. But they wanted to take advantage of the fact that they're not bound to whatever the show actors are doing anymore. They wanted to have a lot of cutscenes and voice acting and stuff, and do something original with the characters, which they haven't really been able to do much because they've always been bound to what the actors are doing. And most Kamen Rider actors get extremely successful after their time on the show. A lot of them do want to come back, but it's a combination of their schedule just being pretty much fully billed, and then the agencies don't want them to come back. So I think it's cool that they just decided, we don't need the actors anymore. If they can come back, great, but we can just get professional voice actors to come in. That's always been a limiting factor in the Kamen Rider games, is what the actors are doing. They were very reluctant to use sound-alikes and stuff. The last game they got a lot of people to come back to for was Bat Ride War Genesis. They got Ichigo to come back. A lot of the actors actually reprised their role in that game. But then they started running into problems like Forze's actors, like one of the biggest actors in Japan right now. His career, his demand skyrocketed after he finished with Kamen Rider. So they did get him to come back in the first Kamen Rider game, but by the time the third one came around, he was too expensive to get the rights for, so they got a sound-alike. It was the same thing with Kamen Rider Double. Philip's actor is huge over there now, and they can't afford to bring him back. Stuff like that was always holding them back, but now it's not a problem anymore. They're just using anime and video game voice actors now. And I finished Darksiders 2? No. I kind of felt like doing it tonight, but I've been really depressed today. I don't have the endurance to do all those puzzles right now. Apparently he wanted to come back for the last movie, but he was booked for like a year. That's how much work that guy has. He was literally booked for a year. There was no time where he could even come in to even like film a cameo. It definitely bodes well for future Kamen Rider games if they take that formula and expand on it. I thought the switch attack system was really cool. It was like had more depth to it than a lot of other more popular, more big budget games. You could switch with any attack in your moveset pretty much. The form changing was really cool. It's just the bosses and the transformation mechanic didn't mix. It felt really unbalanced. There's no point in going into your final form because by the time you break their guard and you can actually inflict damage on them, your duration is almost completely up. And you can fix that on the subsequent playthroughs after they give you the stuff to just break the game, but they make a big deal out of you getting your final forms. And then the game kind of prevents you from using them whatsoever. I had Patreon funds to pay for that game. That was why I bought it. Also, I bought it off the Singapore PlayStation Store, which is way cheaper than the Japanese store. It actually cost me a little bit less than a $60 game here in America would cost. It was like $55. For that price, I had fun with it, but I was expecting there to be some kind of material incentive to play through the game again, but there's not. It's just like, hey, just beat the game and then spend 20 minutes in survival mode, and you've broken everything. There's nothing else to do. I will give that game infinite props for the new game plus, though. I can't describe how annoying it is to want to do like a solo run in a Tales game after you've beaten it like twice and you've unlocked everything, but you're still limited by whenever they're in the party. And some Tales games, the party members leave like all the time. I thought it was really cool when I booted up the uh the second playthrough of Memory of Heroes, and there's just everybody was there at all times. And I'm not used to new game plus modes having that kind of polish. It's like, okay, you've beaten the game, let's just take the limiters off. We're just gonna let you have fun, no bullshit. You know, just because a character arbitrarily leaves for like 3 hours in the story, you shouldn't be limited by that when you've already done everything in the game. I feel like at that point you should have more freedom to be creative and play as who you want. So I really like that about it. That was really cool. Every sprite is handmade pixel art. Every effects too. No vector or skeletal animations. Yeah, I dig that. Definitely been a lot of games I've played where the skeletal animations ruin it.
さて、やるとしますか。
大義は我々にある。
覚悟しろ。オラオラオラオラ。
大義は我々にある。
おっと。こいつで決めるぞ。セカンドチェイラウンショット。覚悟しろ。急がないと通販が。
Ah, shit. Skip cycle. I don't know how she still got her gimmick off. Should have gotten her the last phase. Whatever. Just need contribution points. There we go. Gets a little bit glitchy when you do like so much damage to them. Sometimes they heal. Sometimes they heal back to where their phase transition is supposed to be. I've had that happen a lot. They get like 10 health bars back because I did so much damage in one attack. Their phase system gets confused. Also, I'm a billionaire in this game right now. I got a $50 donation a couple days ago, and I just dumped it in here so I have money for Chosu when he drops. I've still got $30 left on here I haven't touched yet. I think that there's going to be some new packages, so I'm going to try to save it. But yeah, I'm a billionaire in here right now. 1% in this game. Like those grimy politicians. Pretty much get him a full costume set and gear as soon as he comes out, unless people start jacking up the prices. which was the plan, just to make money for him, so he looks like I'll really enjoy him. If I don't enjoy him, then it's whatever. I could just dump more money into him, or into this character, a Harpy. See right there, she healed 8 health bars, because I did so much damage. Yeah.
이제 쉬어도 되는 건가?さっさと終わらせるぞ。
来なさい。我々の底力を見せてやるわ。
派手に行くぞ。いつで決めるぞ。
大義は我々にある。
おっと。おっと。覚悟しろ。青春よ。カムバック。
私の矢からは逃れられん。
決まった。さて、やるとしますか。
来なさい。我々の底力を見せてやるわ。
覚悟しろ。アーミットブレイク。セカンドチェイン。
大義は我々にある。
おっと。
She healed 16 health bars. Gotta love it. Piled on that much damage. Drop wings. Nah. I think that's the most I've ever seen her heal back. Healed like 20% of her health back or something.
자, 클로즈들아, 실험을 시작하자. 기초과학 시간이다. 아이고. 좀 더 보여줘봐. 니즈를 탐구해보자고. 내 이름에 허점이 있다고. さっさと終わらせるぞ。
자, 클로저들아, 실험을 시작하자.
ド派手に行くぞ。ハーミットブレイク。セカンドチェイン。ド派手に行くぞ。ゴールデンエイジ。ド派手に行くぞ。オラオラオラオラ。覚悟しろ。セカンドチェインショット。覚悟しろ。急がないと通販が届いてしまう。行くぞ。鬼と呼ばれた覚悟しろ。見せてやる。オラオラオラオラ。
좀 더 보여줘봐. 이지를 탐구해보자고. 재미있군. 모두 에라스트란다. 네, 이놈의 허점이 있다고.
이겼고 이제 쉬어도 되는 건가?
Let's see, do I feel like doing anything else tonight? It's far too late for Darksiders. I got stuck on a puzzle. And I just got really frustrated because I've had some personal stuff going on. I don't really think it would be enjoyable for me to watch that. I think it's better to just try to finish that tomorrow. I'm looking right now. Yeah, I was relatively close to the boss, but I just got overwhelmed. It's just way too many puzzles in a row. I've had a lot of like brain fog and stuff lately because I've been so anxious and depressed and stuff. Really, I'm just like not capable of playing games like that sometimes. It's not that I'm dumb, it's just people who have clinical anxiety are always overthinking things. So when it comes to having to think from something else, sometimes we just can't do it. And that's definitely how I felt lately. My stress levels have been pretty high. I don't think people really want to watch me get frustrated at that. I'm very close to getting done though, so I think that's going to be the plan for tomorrow. Is try to finish that game. So I did want to finish that before next week because next week is Virgil and the Neo 2 DLC, so I'm going to be pretty damn busy. Battle for the Grid, if I decide that I like that patch, I will play that more. I did try Darksiders 3 a little bit. I like the improvements they made. They're actually pretty good. I like how they give you a sprint and a double jump. And platforming still does not feel good, but it's a lot harder to find a good 3D platformer than a 2D one for sure. So I can't knock them too much for that. But the fact that the character in Darksiders 3 does have things you would expect from a 3D character action game character, like being able to sprint and double jump and stuff, I think that's a pretty big improvement. The combat definitely does feel worse, but I played it for like, I only played it for like 20 minutes, because I wanted to finish what I started with the second game. It definitely doesn't feel as good. It's definitely very different, but I know that was a pretty divisive thing among the fans back when it came out. I think with Darksiders games, they just tried to they try to change things with every installment, which I think is really cool. But the disadvantage is that it's very risky to do that. There's a reason why Dragon Quest has been around for like almost 35 years, and the combat is pretty much the same in all of them. Tales has actually experimented quite a bit with their combat over the years, like Berseria just removing the LMBS entirely. But a lot of people didn't really like that either. That game is definitely divisive too, because they did try to take risks and change a formula that they've been using for like 20 years at that point. I don't know if I'll play 3. I could see myself doing it, but I don't know if I have time for another meaty action game right now, and I'm going to be busy with Virgil and Neo 2 in like a week's time. So maybe after that, especially since like past this month, there's like really not much going on, at least in terms of games that I'm interested in. The Game Awards is on Thursday, so I will be streaming that. There's a chance that they'll have some shadow drops there. At the very least, there might be some niche indie games or something that I like. They tend to keep it pretty balanced between like multi-million-dollar blockbusters and stuff like DMC5, and then like smaller stuff like Hades. So that tends to be what I gravitate towards anyway. You guys know my habits with games. I definitely I like smaller games. I'm definitely the kind of person who I'll give a small random indie game a chance if it looks interesting. Not everything I play has to be AAA blockbuster. Most of the stuff I play is not, actually. I know Darksiders 3 had a really small budget, which is part of the reason why it wasn't as big of an improvement as people wanted. I'm definitely down with smaller games. A lot of the games I've really enjoyed the most have been relatively smaller stuff the past few years, like the Ninja Warriors remake, Streets of Rage 4, stuff like that. Fight and Rage is another good example. So yeah, I think I'm going to sign off for tonight, actually. I might play a little bit of Darksiders off stream, but the problem is whenever I alt-tab out of that game, it crashes. It just like force closes. There's something like wrong or something. I don't mind it that much. It's pretty quick to get back into the game. It's not like Avengers where it takes minutes. It takes like 30 seconds, but if I'm going to be doing that, I think it would be better to do it off stream. Also, it's far too late to really be starting that right now. I think it would be better to just maybe play a little bit off camera, because I will inevitably get frustrated with puzzles. And then tomorrow, whenever I stream, I'll probably just power through and finish it. And then the day after is going to be the Game Awards. So I'll be on for that. And then Virgil's either the 14th or the 15th. I don't know if they're going by Japan time or not. I'm willing to bet they won't, because unlike the Kate Bishop character on Avengers, he is paid DLC. It's just they might as well make him free because he's $5. He's like the price of a Happy Meal. I don't know why they don't just make him free at that point. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that won't be up until the 15th. And then the day after will be Neo 2 DLC, which I may or may not play. I definitely do have to watch my frustration, my stress levels right now. They've been, as you guys know, they've been pretty damn low lately. So I don't know if I'll play that. I think I'll wait for people to comb through it. With the last one they did, last DLC, people found a lot of the really cool and broken loot pretty quickly. So if the loot looks interesting enough and the new difficulty is not just endless one-shots like the first game, then maybe I'll play that. If not, I might start Darksiders 3. Alright, folks, I'll see you guys probably in the afternoon, nighttime, PST.